Hey everybody, Thomas here, and today we're out here working on some ash. Some big ash. This is a tree that came out of Missouri. This came off my wife's grandmother's property, and this is a large crotch section, as you can see. And you're going to ask yourself, why am I about to cut it in this orientation? Well, unfortunately, based on this section, I guess when the tree fell, it developed a very large check in there. This is where it actually fell and broke off part of a limb. So as you can see that check right there, and that check proceeds all the way down until about like right here. So the only thing I can think of to make sure I still get some really good crotch section out of this is I'm going to go ahead and make the cut where it is. The blade should come out somewhere about like right here. So I'll have a nice flat back on the back side of this, and then I'll flip it over. I'll trim off a little bit on this side, and then I'm going to go ahead and slab this down probably at 2 inches thick. We're still going to be pretty wide right now. Let's see, my blade is roughly 25.5 inches above the deck. So, and then this is severely lifted up here, as you can see, and this is kind of weird, but this is the orientation, the best cut it. And as you can see, my log dog right here does not touch. I'm holding it entirely with the log turner, and I've got her pretty well pinned in there. I think it should be okay. We're just gonna kind of watch that as we cut through. But we have the weight of the log working towards our advantage. We are pinned up tightly here, and we're gonna see what she does. I'll keep an eye on it as I'm cutting through. I'm looking for any kind of movement of the log. And if I start seeing movement, I'll quickly disengage the clutch and then reassess. I don't think we're gonna have an issue though with the weight of this log that's on there. We should be good, but this is gonna leave me some really nice pieces that have figure to it that I can make coffee tables out of. These will be very easy. Ash is also one of those woods that dries very fast. I'm very happy the way the ash performs. It dries quickly and it stays very stable. Don't really have a whole lot of issues with it. This is again what they make baseball bats out of and stuff like that. What I've cut out of this tree thus far looks really gorgeous. Whenever you finish it up and you add oil to it, it will come out with kind of a yellowish hue to it, kind of like the yellowish hue that you find in, say, pine or something like that that's been fresh cut. And that's fine. It's just it's a kind of a interesting color. You wouldn't think it'd have that color on the inside, but in fact it does. But again, it's a nice hardwood. And it's very easy, very forgiving to work with. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and cut this. And I'm going to cut these first few cuts on a time lapse because I'm probably going to be watching, looking at it, going slow. And I don't want to bore you with a long video. I've already talked enough. But we're going to go ahead and make these first few cuts on time lapse. Maybe even do a few of the cuts, the slabs. And then we'll do a few live cuts at the end, followed by a conclusion of what this log looked like. So stay tuned. Okay, so now's a great time to talk about what's going on in this log. If you see down here, there is this large check. And if you see this center part right here, it kind of moved around a little bit. This tree was dying. It actually has shake, where that's where like the center portion of the heartwood or whatever starts to break away. You see this in cherry quite often, and there are certain other trees. Like when trees get really large, it's just kind of like a decay of the tree. I have to actually put the true definition because I got to look it up. But this is what shake looks like when you actually get separation of a, center section of a tree, and it proceeds quite far into it. Could be the entire length of it. I don't know. As you also saw, we cleaned up this one face right here on the bottom, and we cleaned up this side right here. This ash has a bit of spalt to it, not too much, but it has some beautiful grains. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. It was a bit of a bear to turn, but we got it. I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, and cut these in the orientation I am right now, and leaving this live edge on this other side right here. Now, I know that this center section is gonna be bad, and I know that I have this huge check running across here. So I'm probably gonna get 1, 2, maybe a third slab. It's gonna be, it'll be 2 or 3 slabs. Most likely it's only gonna be 2 slabs, because I'm kidding myself. This is still, there's a lot of wane up here. My first cut's gonna probably be here. I'll probably get 2 slabs out of here, and I'll probably get 2 slabs out of here. And this center section here, I'm gonna see if we can salvage out on either side of the pit, maybe get some quarter sawn wood. You know, this is a log, again, that has been sitting around for a long time. We got it from a tree that was dying, and I really wanted to open this up because I have the bottom section of this tree, and I have to make my wife a table. And I'm gonna be doing something very similar. It does have shake in the bottom section as well. I'm gonna be cutting the slab above and slab below and see if we can salvage anything out of it and make her the table that she wants. So without further ado, I've done enough talking. I'm gonna do a little bit more time lapse because I'm still trimming up the log, and then we'll get back to, I'll do at least 1 or 2 cuts real time, and then we're gonna look at these slabs and talk about what shake looks like throughout the log and what I think I can turn these into. Okay, cutting through this crotch section is absolutely tearing my blade up. This is, again, this was cut 2+ years ago, I believe. I think what we're gonna do, the crotch sections are coming out of this are beautiful. I think what we're gonna do, we'll get 2 more cuts here. That'll leave us down to about 6 inches thick. Then it'll leave me with this section here. I'll cut it in half, maybe make a mantle out of one face of it, and the other one we'll cut it up into some quarter sawn ash wood. Because we're going to be working on either side of the pit, aka your quarter sawn straight grain wood, these are the stuff that everyone wants to work with. Now where these checks are on here, I am doing some kind of like come apart. Not an issue. I think they're all salvageable, and if they do break off where those checks are occurring, I can feather that in with my carving tool and still make some beautiful stuff out of it. I'm very happy with the color that's in here. Very happy with the grain structure, and a little bit of spalt just, you know, gives it just a little bit extra. So let's try 2 cuts. The blade sounds horrible. I'm not in the worst part of the crotch on this side. I was on the other side, so I should be able to make it out with these 2 cuts, and then I have to change the blade because I'm hoping it gets through this. It should. beautiful nonetheless. A lot of figure. The next slide could be better. But these are going to be perfect for benches. This would be a really good bench. Really good bench. Like foot of the bed type of bench. Really nice. All that right there, beautiful. When we get the water on this, you'll see that yes, it was worth saving this. Neat little discoloration going on in there. I could go for one more slab, and I still might do that. That'll leave me about 4 1/8 inches of wood to work with. I think we'll go for one more. Let me get this off and try for one more. Yeah, this is just too good of a section to pass up. I'll do one more cut. I do have some checking. Well, it'll probably come apart on me down here, but I still have a good portion to work with. It's very beautiful wood. One more cut. Going through the crotch section, this sounds rough, but the benefits are worth it. That's gorgeous. That'll make a fantastic little coffee table. I don't know, that's beautiful. I don't care who you are, that's beautiful. Now we got to cut her in half. Half is not where you think it is because lower on this section. It's fine. I'm going to go ahead and cut where I think a good mantle would be. And in an upcoming video, I'm going to show you on this mill right here, and on my dad's mill, so on the Timber King larger mill, your clamp cannot go less than 5 inches. Well, we have created something that allows you to go less than 5 inches. I will show that in approximately 2 weeks when I get back up to Tennessee. And our buddy out there, who's an awesome fabricator, has made some really cool stuff. Because I cannot clamp less than 2 inches, I have to put like a cheater board here just to help me allow the pressure to be on here to clamp them down. And also, whenever you are cutting some really high-end type stuff, you don't want this knife edge here to dig into your wood. So we have a solution for that as well. All right, so I'm going to cut down to where I think an appropriate mantle should be. I'll take it up my head. Why do I make mantles? Because they're easy and they make money. And it's a good way to utilize the wood where you might not be able to get something else out of it. So that's roughly 7 inches by 4 and some change, maybe almost 4 1/4. I can work with that. I'll have to use my carving tool on this side right here, but I think I can make a very nice mantle. Once finished up, maybe sell for around 175, 200, just in that range. I don't know. Now, the outside of this sucks on the other side. So, I've got a check that runs pretty far down. Anyway, I'm going to make 2 mantles. This one will be a squared up mantle, but I got to get rid of this section right here that wants to break off of me. I thought I could break it by hand, but apparently I'm not as strong as I thought I was. This mantle here will be unique, because I will have all of this finger section in here. The only downside is I will have this shape portion down here. But if I play it correctly and maybe add some epoxy to that, it might work. So I'm going to bring it down 8 inches. That should get rid of the junk that I have on that side. Yeah, that'll work. Put my cheater in. So what we did is we essentially made this a 4x8 by roughly almost 5 foot. That's gonna be just shy of 5 foot. I have a piece here that's pretty, but I don't know what I can do with it. It's a free giveaway to someone. But yeah, this piece right here, happy with that. It does have kind of a check right here, but this mantle will be very beautiful because it has all of this figure in here. All right, so let me go ahead and get some water and stuff over here. We'll throw these out and so you can see what they look like. All right, folks, so here you have it. Let me throw some water up on here. The dogs could drink it. Oh, it's new water. We love new water. All right. So, I think that turned out very nice. A little glare from the sun. But we have our mantle pieces. This one here, I'll continue with a carving tool and make a live edge essentially on this side here. The grain looks nice, kind of uniform. This is gonna be like kind of your quarter sawn stuff. The other mantelpiece, conversely, has all this beautiful figure. Pretty amazing stuff. And then, of course, these slabs, they're absolutely beautiful. Smallest one being right here. I can still make, I actually might make that into like a centerpiece on a table or something like that. But I mean, just check out this beautiful, figure. You got some crazy color delineations going on here. All the different grain, a little bit of spalt coming in, not too much, not too overpowering, but just enough to know it's there. Very tight grain, I like that. This one right here, get a little bit of curl section above and below the knots. Again, below the knots and above them. And then again, you have this cool transition between, I guess this is where some decay started to occur into the wood. So this is a little bit softer and that really hard stuff there. And again, lots of beautiful feathering and stuff right there in that crotch area, which is always what you're looking for. This is again cool, love it. Little bits of curl popping through there. So these are going to be just some beautiful pieces. And this one right here, I mean, check all that feathering out through there. That's gorgeous. Very, very pretty stuff. Very happy the way this turned out. A little bit of red. That's pretty interesting with the spalt on this one. It's kind of like little bubbles of spalt within there, and then down towards the bottom, you have a bit more too. So there you have it. We saved that gnarly piece and made these beautiful slabs and mantles, and then this one little weird piece right here, I can probably turn that into corbels for that mantle, or actually both these mantles. I can probably make that into corbels. So nothing will be wasted on this, utilizing everything that we can on this ash tree. The shake section was encapsulated entirely into this piece right here. So again, a section of tree that has shake, try and make a mantle out of it and see how she goes. I'll have to watch this one as it's drying, but I think that'll work out well. I'm excited about trying to make this into something, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Everything's getting really real right now, I'll say that, because I've got a few last little logs I'm cutting. I've filmed a lot, I just haven't uploaded a lot here recently. And they're uploaded, I just haven't released them. But yeah, we have a contract on the house, gonna be closing at the end of the month. So very exciting about that. And I just have to get all my crap out of here and get it up to Tennessee before we get it up to Wisconsin. So again, please like, subscribe to the channel. And also, if you saw my other video, I think it was a cedar one we were talking about, but we are contemplating in August doing a show, one of the weekends in August, if my schedule and time allot and everything. So if you're interested in seeing a sawmill show up in Tennessee, we'd have my 2000 mil as well as my dad's 2220 mil and possibly some other mills in the area. So I think it'll be fun. We'll do it at our property, my parents' property up there in Tennessee. But please comment below if you'd like to see something like that. And if I have enough interest, then we may just have to do it. All right, we'll see you around. Thanks, y'all.